Hello， 大家好。在 SBF 被抓了之后呢，美国的参众两院呢就分别举行了听证会，去处理关于这个 FTX 倒闭的事情。而曾经为 FTX 代言的著名主持人还有企业家 Kevin O'Leary 呢，也被邀请出席了参议院的听证会，并且呢，他再一次暗指呢，币安有意图令他们的竞争对手 FTX 倒闭。那我们看完了整个参议院的听证会呢，就把有关于 FTX 和 Binance 的部分节录了出来，再加上中文字幕和大家分享。那 O'Leary 呢是少数仍然还在力挺这个 SBF 的名人之一。那大家一起来听听他到底说了些什么。欢迎来到 To The Mars， 我心我来了，我是 Edison。在这个频道，我们将用轻松的手法跟你讲述一切关于加密货币市场的事情。开始之前呢，必须跟以往一样提醒大家做好自己的功课 ，Do your own research。我们所有的内容不涉及任何的投资建议。好了，废话不多说，一起看影片吧。
Why do you believe FTX failed?
I have an opinion. I don't have the records. Here it is. After my accounts were stripped of all of their assets and all of the accounting and trade information, I couldn't get answers from any of the executives in the firm, so I simply called Sam Bankman-Fried and said, "Where is the money, Sam?" He said he had been refused access to the servers. He no longer knew. I said, "Okay, let's step back. This is a simple case in my mind of where did the money go?" And I said, "Sam, walk me back 24 months. Tell me the use of proceeds of the assets of your company. Where did you spend it?" And then he told me about a transaction that occurred over the last 24 months, the repurchase of his shares from Binance, his competitor. I didn't know this at the time, but at some point, CZ or Binance, who runs Binance, purchased 20% ownership in Sam Bankman-Fried's firm for seed stock. And then, over time, and I asked him, what would compel you to spend $2 billion was the number he was giving me at that time. Later, in a subsequent conversation, about 24 hours later, he told me it could have been as much as $3 billion to buy back the shares from CZ. I asked him, what would compel you to do that? Why wouldn't you keep your assets on your balance sheet? And why would you offer this to just one shareholder? He said, because every time we went to get licensed in different jurisdictions, because you must understand the prize of crypto is to get regulated. For all the talk we say about Bitcoin and everything else, no institutions own this. I work for the sovereign wealth and pension plans. They don't touch this stuff because it's unregulated. Between these two, let's call them frenemies, because they obviously were potentially the two largest shareholders in the firm, they had a disagreement. They had a falling apart. Apparently, according to Sam Bankman-Fried, CZ would not comply with the regulators' request in these different geographies, these different jurisdictions, to provide the data that would clear them for a license. He withheld it, according to Sam Bankman-Fried. The only option the management and Sam Bankman-Fried had was to buy him out at an extraordinary valuation of close to $32 billion, less apparently a 15% discount. That stripped the balance sheet of assets. You ask me why it went bankrupt? Go to the last week. All of a sudden, in social media, CZ is asking for another $500 million. He wants to do a block trade of FTT, or the proprietary token of FTX. Wants to convert it back to fiat. Why would you put that out there? You know it's going to push down the pressure, it's going to push down the value of that coin dramatically. That's exactly what happened. Every trader knows if you have a large block trade, you go negotiate a clearing price with other buyers and you do the transaction. In my view, my personal opinion, these two behemoths that own the unregulated market together and grew these incredible businesses in terms of growth were at war with each other. And one put the other out of business intentionally. Now, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe there's nothing wrong with love and war. But Binance is a massive, unregulated global monopoly now. they put FTX out of business. Now, lots of other reasons, I'm sure, but that's my personal opinion. That is what Sam Bankman-Fried told me in terms of where the assets went. Why should we care? Single reason. I'm a shareholder. You tell me the two largest shareholders do a transaction together, that's a related party transaction. I'm not sure that's okay. Maybe I want a Madoff clawback on those proceeds.
不过呢，大家可以留意的是呢 ，Kevin O'Leary 呢曾经收过 FTX $1500万的代言费呢，为他们宣传。当中呢，也有价值超过$100万的 FTX 股票。那当然，现在这些股票已经早就归零了。而在1个多礼拜之前呢 ，CZ 在 Twitter 上面呢，已经跟 Kevin O'Leary 呢进行了一轮的比战。那表示呢 ，O'Leary 在 FTX 还没出事之前呢，一直已经在攻击 Binance。那相信他在听证会上面也会如此。好了，看完之后呢，其实我个人认为呢 ，O'Leary 所说的大概都是大家都知道的事情啊。那 CZ 和 SBF 不合呢，早就是一个公开的秘密。SBF 从 CZ 手上回购股票的时候呢，当时看来也是十分的合理。那 CZ 呢，绝对是这次 FTX 事件的推手，他一条一条的推文就成功开始了所有人对于 FTX 的恐慌，也就是因为 FTX 自己的账务如此的混乱，才会令 CZ 这么简单就把他们完全推倒了。那现在甚至有人说 O'Leary 呢也要负上部分的责任，毕竟他拿了这么多钱呢作为代言费。那事态之后呢会如何的发展呢？让我们继续观察。我们是 To the Mars 火星我来了，一个喜欢跟你聊币圈的频道。我们下次再见，拜拜。